Hello, everyone. Series 4 of things you could do in the 80s, and no one would bat an eye. When we were kids, we always had a family night on Monday nights, and my father came up with this game. Instead of playing hide and go seek with one person counting and finding everyone, why not put the whole family in the bathroom and my father would hide one of us really, really good, and everybody else had to try to find this person. And my father took a lot of time in coming up with these hiding spots, and they were really good. It would take us minutes, long minutes, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to find our siblings sometimes, and he came up with the best hiding places. And we didn't have a huge house. He just was so good at hiding us, and we always wanted to be the person that he would hide, and he took turns, so it was really nice. And we always wanted to play it every Monday, but my dad wanted to come up with good hiding spots, so he would take a couple weeks to come up with a few more good hiding spots, because he would hide three of us every time we played, and it was a very fun game. My father also would bring home a bunch of boxes, and he would build us a box house so that we could play tag in it. And we had this room. It was 10 by 10 and 7 feet tall, and he filled that whole room with boxes, and he would put slits in each box so that we could climb in it and play tag. And we could only have 4 people in the box house at a time, but it was really exciting, and the neighbor kids would come over and they would play in it. After a few days, my mom always wanted to tear it down because we were worried about black widows. But before it got torn down one day, we had this aunt that we did not like her at all. We always tried to get rid of her, and she was one of those people that couldn't take a hint. And she was obnoxious, and we didn't like her, so we called her Cockroach, because just when you think you can get rid of her, she comes back. And we had no stops to getting rid of her. We did a lot of things, and I'm just going to share with you a couple of these things that we did. She was talking a lot about the box house one time, and nobody wanted to show her the box house because she drove us all crazy. But one of my brothers decided to take her in there, and she got lost, and he hurried and climbed out, and he sat outside the box house and waited for her to figure out how to get out. And we were all grateful that he got rid of her for a little while, but she was crying and she couldn't figure out how to get out of the box house, and he was just playing this joke on her. And it sounds rude, but she wasn't the greatest person to us. And one time she was coming up our walk, and my brother walked up to her and with all sincerity said, "Deborah, has anybody ever told you how beautiful you are?" And it was so sweet, and my heart melted, and her face just softened, and she's like, "Oh, Michael." And as she was saying, "Oh, Michael," my brother smirked, and he said, "Well, if they do, don't believe them." And I couldn't stop laughing, and I didn't mean to laugh, but it was so funny and so rude, and I felt so bad for laughing. And later I asked him, "Why in the world would you say that?" And he said, "Well, I didn't want some guy to take advantage of her because she's not very good looking, and I didn't want somebody to sleep with her and her think that they loved her because she's so ugly." And so that was his logic. He didn't want her to get taken advantage of, but it was very rude. So back to the spiders. My mom wanted us to tear down the spiders. This is just too rude. I can't do this.